Good morning, Mr. Rogers.
Well, Justin, it's nice to see you.
And your message?
Well, I'm not optimistic. I'm a little surprised it took Moody's so long to get around to lowering the credit rating. The UK, the US, other countries are in serious trouble. And the world seems to know it. It's just the rating agencies that don't know it.
How much further do you think sterling will fall?
Well, the problem, Justin, is that many currencies around the world, governments everywhere are debasing their currency now. The American government's printing a lot of money. The Japanese have said recently they will print unlimited amounts of money. The UK is printing money. All paper money is being debased everywhere. So fall against what? Against the price of rice, against the price of U.S. dollars, against the price. They're all going to go down a lot against real assets.
But that's an interesting point, isn't it? Because in that case, perhaps even a sharp fall in sterling won't matter that much. Or is sterling in a worse position, do you think, than some of those other currencies?
Well, the United States is now the largest debtor nation in the world, but the U.S. has the advantage that the world uses it as the reserve currency and as a medium of exchange. So they can get away with printing a lot more than other people. The Japanese are now printing, but it's driven their currency down 15 or 20% in 2 months. So if you're going to print more, you too are going to have that problem, which is going to lead to more inflation in your country. Maybe you'll be more competitive, but you'll have much more inflation. And then, Justin...
Yeah, but is that a price worth paying?
Well, not for me. Inflation has always been destructive in the long term. I cannot think of any country in world history that's gotten ahead of the game by debasing its currency. Many have tried it. It's an easy game for politicians, Justin. They love to debase the currency. But in the end, that country always suffers.
Of course, the ratings agency Moody's also suggested, didn't they, in their note, that in the longer term it was still probable that the UK would be okay, that we would sort out our economic problems, if only after a period of pretty horrible times. Do you agree with them?
I don't believe in Santa Claus either, Justin. Of course not. When the next election comes in the UK, and I'm not picking on the UK, but since we're talking about that, the opposition is going to run on a platform, forget austerity, we're going to bring you prosperity, and we'll spend and print a lot of money. So they may win, but either way, the governments are both going to spend more money, and it's not going to be good for the UK. No, the debt's not going down in the UK, Justin. You know the new government. The new government swore that they're going to solve the debt problem. Well, the facts are that the debt has gone up in the UK since the election.
The point is, though, that you can say that from Singapore. Politicians have to deal with real situations in the country, and politicians on both sides of the political fence in Britain at the moment, they understand that you could cut the debt as a proportion of GDP, and you could do it before the next election, but you would have to take such terrible measures that would cause such pain that it wouldn't be right to do. And they've got a point, haven't they? And you've got to look to society as well as to simply the macroeconomic numbers.
No, Justin, absolutely not. Yes, doing something would cause a lot of pain. But, Justin, the longer you delay it, the worse the pain is going to be. And at some point, the market's going to say, we don't care what you say, Mr. Politician. We're not going to play with you anymore. And then you're going to have serious, serious problems in not just the UK, the US, many other places. The longer you delay the pain, the worse the pain is going to be.
What do you think is going to happen to sterling now?
Well, I'm not very good at market timing. I'm the world's worst market timer, in fact. But I would suspect that it will continue to go down in real terms against real assets. But again, is that the Swiss franc? Is that the euro? It's going down against what? Because everybody's printing money.
Yeah,
even the Swiss print money now, Justin.
You made a specific suggestion last time round, 2009. I would urge you to sell any sterling you might have. Are you making that suggestion again this morning?
Well, I would urge you to sell all paper money. The problem is, then what do? We can't all put our money in Canadian dollars or Swedish krona. The problem is, you should sell nearly all paper money. But then what? I have this dilemma every day, Justin. I have some money in Australian dollars, Singapore dollars, Chinese renminbi. But yes, I do not own sterling. I would not own sterling, but I don't own many other currencies either because I don't own the euro. They're all being debased.
Jim Rogers, thank you very much.
My pleasure.